Hello and good morning to you. This is the Daihatsu Sirion SE model 5-door 998 3-cylinder, and it's not a bad little car at all. Very economical, only £30 per year to tax, so nice and cheap and economical to run inshore. The engine is a 3-cylinder, I think it's about 64 horsepower, and I've been running one of these in the old Curio version myself personally for 3 years now, and it's done 117,000 miles and it drives extremely well still, so I'm a bit of a fan of these. This SE model comes with working air conditioning, colour coordinated bumpers, wing mirrors, and a nice pretty set of I think 14-inch alloy wheels. It's got a bit of service history in the book, but it's obviously been looked after. It's just passed its MOT down at my local MOT station with no advisories, and it has had recent new discs. There's no lip on the discs and the pads are looking pretty bright in the front there. I've done about 25 miles in it, and it drives basically pretty much like it should. It's done 66,000, nearly 67,000, and there are 2 keys with remote locking, 2 fobs there as well. It does have colour coordinated rear and front mud flaps, but one is missing. It's in the boot, and there were a Daihatsu set of carpet mats for it as well, which are a little bit marked up, but they're in the boot as well. So it's a proper little 5-seater car, so you've got the capability of holding the family in there quite nicely, and it is in a metallic finish. Few minor marks to the car. It's not perfect, but it's pretty dent free, rust free. It does have parking sensors, but unfortunately they beep continually. There is a wire off of one of the parking sensors. It's that one there. I have had a look at it trying to see if I can rectify it, but it looks like it will need a new parking sensor. We've had such foul weather down here. I haven't taken it to the car wash. I just chamoised it off this morning, but it should brighten up quite nicely once it's washed off. And there is a small scuff to the front bumper just down there, a little bit of touch. Probably marks that up quite nicely without going to the extent of spending any money on the bodywork. So a little family car with good all-round visibility and power steering and working air conditioning. The seats are nice and flexible in the back. They do move around quite happily and fold down. I think you can move them up and forwards and backwards as well. Typical Japanese. And it's pretty bright inside. There's 4 electric windows as well, which is a nice little thing that attracts me. Cup holders, and the seats are in pretty good order in the back here. It's a nice sort of red and black fabric. There's a buzzer beeping there as you'd expect with the key in it, the ignition, a mat pocket in the back of the passenger seat. And it looks like there's just a little sort of 2-speaker, maybe 4-speaker hi-fi, but the hi-fi works quite nicely. It does have quite a decent tone. It's got those modern clear indicators on the rear and a rear wash wiper. High level brake light. Baggage shelf is there, and it does have a little flexible fabric there, so when you move the seats forward you still keep the integrity of the boot, as it were. There is a spare wheel in the back and a full length carpet mat for the boot area as well. It's got a heated screen. So quite a good brand, Daihatsu. They've sort of come out of the UK market due to the fact that the yen went very weak against the pound, and it made these very expensive, so they're not sold in that much quantity. In fact, you can just see my little Curio up the end of the road here, and that's a 5-door similar car to this one. So 4 electric windows, cup holders, the seats look in pretty good condition, pedal rubbers are in pretty good order as well. Let's just pop the camera down there. There's electric mirrors fitted, airbags, side airbags, 4 airbags I would have thought. And as I say, working aircon, very nice for the summer months if you've got a black car and you've got a dog and family in the car. So let's put the key in. So we've got ABS brakes. Oh, don't need to zoom on like that. So we've got ABS brakes, 66,805 is the miles. So all the lights go out as they should, including the ABS light and the airbag light. That's all fine. Got nice lightweight power steering. Not too much sheen on the steering wheel. 5-speed manual, 12-volt power supply, plenty of little cubby holes and storage spaces. As I say,
live performance every Sunday. Then it got a bit more intimate, and he brought it in here.
Decent radio, 4-speaker radio, and as I say, the air conditioning. You can hear the air compressor click in, so the aircon is working. which is a lot more to be said than most cars at this sort of age. I mean, 9 and a bit years old, doesn't normally happen. No rev counter. So, apart from a few little minor marks, there's a little fault with the central locking. The front 2 doors work on the central locking, and the rear doors don't. So the rear doors have to be manually locked and unlocked. But if there's just 2 of you getting in the car most of the time, that isn't a problem. It may be something to do with just the signal going to the rear door locks, I would imagine. I can't think both solenoids for the door locks would be broken. I don't think it works on the key. It just locks again the front and the rear door and the boot. So basically, walk up to the car, open it up with the key fob. Let's just show you. So it's got looks like it's a Cobra alarm. Yep, it's a Cobra car alarm. There we go. So it's an aftermarket fitted alarm. It's probably has some insurance related benefits, but you just press the button and it beeps and locks the doors. As I say, the rear ones don't lock, or I don't think on the key. Let's just try that. Maybe I'm making a bit of a meal out of this, but no, they still. So it's probably down to the signals running from the little CPU that controls it. But you just lock the manual ones, and if you just jump in the front, it just opens both doors at the front of the car, so not an issue. Metallic black then, as I said. Tyre-wise, let's run around the tyres. So you can see the discs are pretty clean. Tyre there is better than half worn, so plenty to go. Again, another nice good tyre there, better than half worn, so 75% to go. And this one here, again, a good level of tread, again about 75% to go. This one here, about 75% to go. So plenty of tread on the car. With a bit of polishing and brightening up and love and care, it would make a nice little first time person's car. With their with the 5-door facility, makes it pretty nice, and the alloys, a few quid spent on some aftermarket parking sensors, that would get that all running up and running again. And with a little 3-cylinder motor, excellent fuel economy, and just a little sort of town car, but probably has the capability, well definitely has the capability of doing motorway work. And I've been driving mine around for absolutely ages now, and I can't fault it. I think they're a good make. So Daihatsu Sirion SE model working air conditioning. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.